Don't miss this message. Pharaoh's chasing Moses. Moses parts the sea. The Israelites cross. And then all of a sudden, Moses on the other side places his staff down, and then the water crushes in and it drowns the chariots that are chasing Moses and defeats Pharaoh. What's interesting about this story is that the Israelites were saved and delivered, right? From oppression, from the things that were burdening them, but they never got to promise. So this got me to thinking, like, what happens in our lives when we go from being saved to delivered to not ever getting to like real promise? I think the answer to this is found in relationship. We all can probably remember the first time that we got in a relationship with someone that we really, really loved, whether that be your boyfriend, girlfriend, your husband, wife, or whoever. And it was like sparks. Everything was great in the beginning, but then the work came. And what I mean by work is that you truly had to get to know that person. Like once the sparks are gone and that newness is over, well, it's time to really dig in deep and figure out, who are you? What's your character? What makes you move? What makes you tick? This reminds me of new Christians that get into the faith, and they get saved, they get delivered, and they now have salvation. But they never truly live in the promises that God has given us already for us to live here on earth. There's so many Christians struggling, and I think a lot of it has to do with them surrendering completely to the will of God, so that God's will sits at the throne of your life. And the more we decrease, the smaller we get, the bigger He gets in our life. And as we decrease, our desires begin to shift from those of our own to those of the will of God in our life. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." God's word cannot come back void. So if we're supposed to be living this prosperous life, why are so many of us like stricken down by sin and struck down by oppression of the world? And it's because our desires have not shifted. But you know what? Just like you eat an elephant, one bite at a time, you come to God on a daily basis and you say, "Father, help me decrease so that you can increase in my life." You begin to give God a canvas that He can work with, a canvas that says, "I choose you over any and all things." And then you'll find that all the things that are keeping you bound on this earth will no longer keep you captive anymore. This is Eric Scott with the Lions Faith Podcast. Pick up that cross, go get yourself some Jesus, like, share, and follow. I love each and every one of you.